I think if I didn't do these videos, this would kind of just fly under the radar. It would look like a $50 sale and I wouldn't bat an eye. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So glad you're here. Today we're going to go through our best sales, our worst sales, and we're even going to go through a few Depop sales. As you may or may not know, Depop is now waiving all seller fees for the seller. They do still charge the credit card processing fee, but that's it. Everything else goes directly to you. So I started putting a bunch of stuff over there, seeing what would happen, and we got some sales. We'll go through them in a bit. I'll see you at the computer. Let's get into them. All right, so I'm gonna take you to the computer. If it's your first time here, welcome. We do these videos every Monday. This week is a little bit late. We had a long weekend. Me and the family went out on a little trip. Got back late this afternoon. We're gonna be going over our best sales of the week. We're gonna do top 5 and bottom 5. You guys know I like doing the bottom 5. It helps me kind of reevaluate the decisions I was making when I bought those items or how I listed them, and then how to avoid those mistakes. I want to try and get my bottom 5 to be still good money making items. So for now it's still struggling, but we're going to go over those sales and we'll get into that a little bit later. If it's your first time here, my name is Mo. Me and my wife built this eBay store that you see behind us. In March we had a baby, and that's really our drive for the store. We're trying to make just enough money to keep my wife home as long as possible, and so far it's going good. We just want to make it better. I'm excited to go through the numbers. This is the most items we've sold in 1 week for as long as I know. I couldn't find anything. I went back several weeks and I don't think I've ever seen this number. So looking over on eBay here, looks like total sales is $14.75 with 28 cents, 40% up versus the week before. This is the number I was pretty excited for. 40 items sold. Looking at Flipwise here, this is this week, looking at the 21st through the 27th. And if we see here, we had 40 sales, and the week before we had 24. So it's a big jump. For some reason, I haven't been able to keep 2 weeks consistent, or even 3 weeks consistent, of listing more than 10 items a day. But what I have noticed is that the weeks that I do hit it, the following week is typically the week that has that push up. So here it's another time that I've noticed that it's true. Let me know what you guys have noticed in your stores or in your sales or in other videos, whatever it is. This week I only posted 36 new items, but we got 40 sales. Last week we did 60 items listed and then 24 sales. So gross income's $13.90. Flipwise does not include the sales tax. eBay does, so that's why you see this $14.75. It's kind of bloated up because they include that $85 that they collected in taxes. We got a net income of $873, which is really good for a week. ROI of 2,211. Our net profit margin is 61%, which is really strong. Our top 10 sources by ROI, we'll just go touch on a few. Still, this Funko buyout is holding true. I don't even think any of the sales make it as the top sales, but there's a lot of them just in the middle. So that still continues to prove it was a really, really good buy. If you haven't watched any of the videos, I bought over 100 items, spent right under $250. It was a lot of Funko Pops and some signed CDs, albums, all type of that stuff. The owner of the items actually started to do eBay, but then moved away to college, left all this stuff at his mom's house, and the mom was having a yard sale, selling everything, kind of just blowout. So quadrupled our money since then, and it's still showing up here. Second is estate sale. You guys will see why in a second. Third is CC Swap Meet, is the one that's right here, right next to us. Probably about 5 minutes. SFS is the night swap meet that we go to, which is Santa Fe Springs swap meet here. As you see here, we touched on it a little bit earlier. 36 new listings, which is not on par. I really want to be at 10 listings a day. And I'm really set up for it. But this last week, because I knew I was going to take Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, we had to get a lot of work done. And in prioritizing my regular work, I was only able to list a little bit. And from the items that sold, Average time to sell was 2 months, which is really good. It's kind of a testament to the sourcing that we're doing, getting a little bit better at the sourcing, I believe. So let's go through the sales. First, we're going to go over the 5 items that made us the least amount of money. And these are the items that I kind of want to keep an eye on, maybe avoid them, figure out if I priced them wrong, if I just bought them wrong, if I messed up on the shipping and all that. At number 5 of the worst eBay sales for the week, we have this Pottery Barn kids lamp. It's kind of like a cottage style quilted. It's honestly a pretty nice lamp. Picked this up for $5 at a yard sale. It was listed for 4 months, sold for $44.99 plus $4.98 in shipping. And this is one that I kind of messed up on. I did not calculate that shipping right. Ended up costing me $26 to ship this. I messed up. I'll tell you, when I comped this and when I listed it, I noticed that a lot of people did not include the shade. Without the shade, these, just the lamp, the base by itself, tend to go between $30 to $40. There's some a little bit lower, but even if I would have sold this for $25 and charged $10 in shipping, I think I could have made really good money on that. But because the lamp made the box a lot bigger, I saw as soon as I put in those dimensions, it bumped it all the way up. I'm honestly not buying too many of these bigger items. Our daughter's close to 5 months now, and the plan is that as she needs a little bit less attention, and as she can entertain herself a little bit more, my wife's going to step in and help a little bit more. I don't want her having to hassle around figuring out boxes, cutting things up, protecting them, all that. Maybe later on we can turn back around and kind of pick those up as we go. But this item sat here for a really long time, sat on the store for 4 months. We're glad it sold. But like I said, maybe I should have listed this one separate. Maybe I should have listed the shade by itself and then the lamp. This is stuff that I'm thinking about now, looking at it again. But that's number 5. Still made money on it, $11. It's not really that good. ROI, 223%. And the net profit margin is 22%. That's the stuff I'm talking about. I think if I didn't do these videos, this would kind of just fly under the radar. It would look like a $50 sale and I wouldn't bat an eye. But now that I'm having to force myself to come back and look at these, it's really helping out my decision making on the weekends when I source. So at number 4, we have this power supply. This is bittersweet because one of the guys here at the swap meet or flea market that's right by our house buys storage units, and I've bought honestly the weirdest stuff from them. I've bought meal preps or emergency food. I've bought bolts. I've bought locks. Just really, when he buys the storage, whatever he finds, he gets rid of it. I've seen him with like a bunch of fishing rods once. But this stuff, I'm familiar with these brands. I paid him like $70 for a bunch of stuff that was all the same brand. I put a cost of this at $1 because it was over 70 items. That's about what they go for. They sell often, but I have already sold probably 40 of these throughout the last few months. I thought I was done with that whole box, and I actually started digging a little bit more and sorting some more stuff, and I found a few more at a cost of $1, sold for $10.99 plus shipping after fees. Cost to ship was almost right on track with what I charged to ship. That was great. Net return is $9.52. ROI is 23,800%. And the net profit margin's 60%. So it's honestly not a bad sale. As you see here, here's a bunch of other ones that I've sold before. And I've sold this over a few different listings. See, this customer bought 2. Number 3 worst sale is this little Jaguar. It's by a company called Safari Limited, and I originally had a lot of 3. I actually have the other ones right here. Here's the elephant. They're these cool, realistic looking, they're amazing little pieces. I bought these at the swap meet that's right here by our house also. These were just mixed in some just normal household toys. He was asking 3 of them for $1. So I just grabbed kind of the best ones. That was amazing. I had this lot of 3 up for $40. It looks like they sell between $12 to $20 each. I lotted them up trying to get rid of all of them, but someone reached out specifically and said, hey, would you be willing to sell the Jaguar? I said, look, if I sold the Jaguar, you'd be looking at $12 plus shipping, which is about half. I said, you sure you don't want to take all of them? He says, no, I just want the Jaguar. So I said, yeah, that's what we'd be at. So I charged him $12 plus $4.98 in shipping. This took a total of 26 days to sell. And since then, I've actually had someone reach out and say, hey, will you just sell the elephant? So I might split up the other one. Right now, I have the other one as a lot of 2. After fees and the cost to ship, net return of $9.37. Again, I don't think that this one's a bad deal, and I'm glad to see this, right? The ROI is still $2,839, and the net profit margin is still 55% after the fees, after all that. Cost to ship was still right on point, so that one I got right. This one just is that I didn't make a lot of money off of, but overall the numbers are still kind of healthy. Number 2 in the worst sales are these Peloton shoes. This is a little bit of a different story. I bought these for $7.99 at a Goodwill. These took about a month to sell. Sold for $20 plus $9.99 in shipping. So after fees and the cost to ship, net return is $8.66. So if you see this last one, net return was $9.37. My investment was only $1. This one, not even $1, right? 33 cents. This one, I invested $7.99. The ROI is only 108%, and the net profit margin only 29%. As far as an investment goes and what you're getting back, this one is pretty bad. Still shipping, I charged about the right amount. Cost to ship was $9.02. So that was about another $1 that went back into the profit of the item, which is, it helped out. And let's go to number 1. Number 1 of the worst items is this copper bell. This is from a nativity set. Fontanini is the brand. They make a bunch of different accessories like this. I've gone over multiple items that I got from the same purchase. Bought a lot of items for about $50, so the cost came right about $1. Maybe I should have lotted this one up. This was sold for $8.99 plus $4.98 in shipping. Only cost $4.36 to ship. After the fees and the cost to ship, the net return was $6.38. ROI 638%, and the net profit 46%. It did take 5 months to sell. So what I'm learning from this one is, even at the cost and still making money, I don't want an item this low taking this long to sell. I still have more from this same buy that are waiting to be sold. Maybe the time's not right. That's what I keep thinking. That's what I keep telling myself. Maybe as we get closer to Christmas and people start, finding little pieces for their set. I know that these are discontinued. This was from 1995. It had the date right on it. And as you can see here, I've ended and relisted it multiple times. So that rounds off our worst sales. I'm not sure if you guys know, but just a few weeks ago, Depop sent out an email saying that they were going to stop all their seller fees. Right now, they're only charging credit card processing fees, and there's a small fee that goes to the buyer instead of the seller. I use Vendu to cross-list on all platforms. I started to focus a lot on Depop because of the no fees, and it looks like it's kind of paying off. Let's get into those sales. I'm going to show them to you right here. So here I have a graph. And so these are the 30 days compared to the previous 30 days. So the previous 30 days, as you see, it's this blue line right here, and just 0, 0, 0 all the way through. I had one day, July 12th, that I sold one item for $72. I can't even remember what that was. The red is this month, and this is when I started doing this hike in sales, and I started listing. Right now I have close to 200 items listed on Depop now. So hopefully we see a lot more of this. I don't know if you're taking advantage of it, if you sell. Some of you don't even sell. So if you do sell and you're not taking advantage of this, maybe it's something to look at. This is about when they made that announcement. So 16th, 18th, 23rd, 24th, 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 25th, 28th, 29th. I did add up all these sales, as you can see here. Oh, this is awesome too. A few weeks ago on the haul videos that come out Wednesdays, I showed you guys I picked up these camel jerseys. I bought 7 of these for about $17 each. I sold one on eBay right away. It was on the top 10 video, I believe, last week. But then as soon as I started listing them on here, it was super popular. Got a bunch of likes, got a bunch of offers. They all sold for different prices, but here you go. $46, $51, $56. And this is the money that's coming to me. If I click on one of these, it'll show you here. 50 plus shipping, so it's 59. Minus the $2.49, which is the payment fee. I keep $56.51. Of course, I still have to ship that. It only cost me a few dollars to ship it. I think 4 something was most of them. Right under $5 was almost every one of these shirts. On eBay, I'd get charged another 13%, right, of those fees. So I'm glad that almost all of these went here. I was willing to take some offers, which it shows you here. Sold one for 46, 51, 56, 69, 56, and this was a hat for 28. This dress, I paid $1 for this dress. sold for $47.80. There was no comps, but listed it on eBay, cross-listed it to Depop, and it sold here. These camel shirts, I have them listed on eBay too for similar pricing, and for some reason all 5 went here. Here's the one that was sold on eBay, sold for $59. I'm down to my last one, and that one I'm kind of holding off to try to get the most money as I can. There's a few offers right now. Depop shows you when people have it on their cart. So a few people have it in their cart. I'm sure it'll sell. $65. Sold one for $69. Shouldn't be a problem. And I also sold one of these jerseys. Picked these jerseys up a few weeks ago. Sold it for $95 plus $9 shipping. The payment fee was $4. $99 is what goes to me. Of course, minus the shipping. Probably costs another $5 to ship as well. So I'm pumped for those. In Depop, last week we sold a total of $444. Minus $45 to ship. I just went through that. I went through that here. Kind of just went through my shippo. $715. $468, $468, $580, $468, $468, and I'm looking at this number over here. $623, $666, $664, and then these shoes did cost $7.58. But still, overall, after the shipping, I made $399 on Depop. What helps is that all of that money after the shipping goes directly to me. If we add the $873 from Flipwise and the $400 from Depop, it's a great week, honestly. Probably our best week thus far. We have had a few weeks where like some big electronics sell for like $1,000 or stuff like that. So it was an amazing week for us. So I paid $125 for 7 of these. After fees, after shipping, I've made $341 already, and I have 1 more left. So should be able to triple the money off of that buy. I haven't had a chance to go back, but I am going to go back and double check with this guy. I bought him at the swap meet, and he said he had another box. So I might be able to get more. We'll see. Let's get into our best 5. If you're enjoying this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's really going to help us out. We're a super small channel and just looking to grow. It doesn't cost you anything, but you hitting that like button really helps us out. I am super thankful for you doing it. Let's get back to the video. We're just going to do our best 5 to kind of keep this video a little bit shorter. So at number 5 of best sales is one shirt that a customer bought 3 of. He actually bought 4 shirts, so this might be higher if it would have been a different SKU, but he bought 3 of this exact shirt. So this is the shirt here. Really cool. It's got a big graphic on the front. It's got a big graphic on the back, and it also has a little hit on the sleeve. I got these from my shirt lady. I paid $5 each for these. It's got the whole list of the tour on the back. Really cool shirt. I don't know what this guy's doing with them, but he bought 3 of them, and like I said, he bought another shirt. And he actually asked for combined shipping, which is why right here you see a $5 refund. So my cost was $5 each. Sold for $60 plus $10.98 in shipping. The cost to ship all 4 shirts was $7.18. So if you subtract the fees, it's actually on this side now since I did the return. Net return is $120. I did buy multi-quantity. I don't know why it doesn't show me the cost to ship. Maybe I'll email Flipwise for this, but this is on number 5. Shows the net return was $47.28. Looks like once I did that partial refund, it graded this out and it doesn't show me the total profit. But did make $47 on this customer buying those 3 shirts. This shows you actually that I bought 8 of them. It even keeps track of the unlisted. I actually gave one of these to my daughter, but sold the other 7. So overall on this buy, I've made $120. So that was a good find. I think if I find those shirts again, I definitely pick up some more. Number 4 on the best sales is going to be this pair of Ray-Bans. They're the Wayfarer classic Ray-Bans. This was listed for 2 days before it sold for $49.99 plus $9.99 in shipping. I actually was right in the middle of making a deal with someone going back and forth from Canada. You know, he had to pay like $20 for shipping, but I lowered the price, and then he wanted another discount. I lowered the price again. He actually messaged me saying, hey, will you take another $1.50 off? Luckily, I went to bed before I responded to him. I woke up in the morning, forgot to respond to him, went throughout the day, and then just noticed that they sold to someone completely different for full asking price. So this is something we pulled from our home. This used to be my wife's. She never really used them. They were a gift to her. This one I charged $9.99 for shipping, and it only cost $4.31 to ship. So our net return after the fees is $47.35. ROI of infinity, of course, because our purchase price is 0. And the net profit margin was 79%. How does it give me? Number 3 is this Country Life Farm Life set. This is actually the complete set. I picked this up at a parking lot sale at an antique mall. And look, so this shows you that they have A, B, C, and D. There's your building instructions. They were all sealed inside the box. Yeah, 1/32 scale. I paid $6. Took 2 months to sell. After the fees and the cost to ship, net returns $47.82. ROI of 797, and the net profit margin of 68%. That was a really good purchase. I'm happy with it. Looking at other similar sets, they went for a good amount of money, but none of them were sealed. These were sealed and the complete set. The other ones were a slightly different brand. It seemed like there was still a market, but I kept dropping the price little by little. Dropped it to $79.99. They sent me an offer of $65. I just went ahead and accepted it. The shipping cost on this one, I did on purpose make it a little bit smaller just because it was going to be such a high profit item. The cost to ship this actually ended up being $6.50. I only charged $4.98. It's not really a big deal on this specific one, but that was number 3. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 is this Weekends with Adele shirt. She had or has a residency here in Caesar's Palace. I got these shirts from my shirt lady as well. I paid $5 for this shirt. This one sold for $54.99 plus $21.55 in shipping. This customer was international, so there is that extra international fee in there of $1.17. It cost me $17 to ship this. So after the fees and the cost of shipping, $48 is the net return. ROI of 3,840%. And the net profit margin of 63%. $5 into 48 profit. That's amazing with me. At number 1, we have this Pendleton plaid shirt. I put the purchase price at $10, but it probably was a little bit less. I bundled a bunch of stuff here at the swap meet. This guy I buy from a lot. He told me $10, but then when I gave him everything else, it was like $18. So this was probably like $7. But I put 10 because that was what I remember him saying. Sold for $77.77. That was also an offer. Plus $7.98 in shipping. After the fees and the cost to ship, $57.71 was the profit. ROI of 577% and the net profit margin of 67%. I'll show you the shirt a little bit more. This was the cover photo. This was a limited edition revival of the Pendleton plaid shirt worn by the Beach Boys on their early album covers. Really nice condition. Of course, everyone knows about these shirts. $10 I thought was even a fair price. But yeah, just your typical plaid. But this was kind of a limited edition one. As soon as I saw that offer for $77, I was all over it. Also, not sure if I mentioned it, this one took 7 days from the time that I listed it. This was a 3XL too. I didn't see very many that were 3XL, so I knew it was going to go pretty quick. That's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching all the way through. If you're still here now, it probably means that you like videos like these, so I appreciate it if you hit that like and consider subscribing. We drop a video like this every Monday. This one's a little bit late. Wednesdays, we do a haul video that will go over everything that I bought. This week is going to be a little bit shorter because I didn't do much sourcing. Since I was gone for the weekend, I stopped by one thrift store, picked up a few things. We'll go over those on Wednesday. That's going to be it. Until next weekend, thank you guys.